Revenge through success. Win without reacting, chasing, or looking back. Cold, calculated, ruthless. A masterpiece of controlled dominance. Intro. Success is the revenge they never see coming. Revenge is never personal. Revenge is never emotional. Revenge is never loud. Real revenge is quiet. Real revenge is strategic. Real revenge is accomplished long after the enemy has stopped watching. You don't destroy people by hurting them back. You destroy them by becoming someone they can't touch, can't reach, can't influence, and can't even imagine replacing. You destroy them by outgrowing them. Revenge through success isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right, so right that they become irrelevant in your story. People always expect you to react. They expect you to collapse. They expect you to chase closure. They expect you to demand explanations. They expect you to crumble under the weight they dropped on you. But when you don't react, when you don't chase, when you don't look back, they begin to fear you. Because nothing is more terrifying to someone who expected you to break than seeing you rebuild quietly into something stronger than they ever imagined. This is how you win. Not by fighting, not by begging, not by talking, not by proving. You win by succeeding in silence. And that quiet success screams louder than anything you could ever say. Only continue if you proved your worth and readiness. If you haven't subscribed as proof of your commitment to yourself and me, then stop now and subscribe and like and lock in. If not, stop and leave. If you don't show a commitment to yourself now, by following a simple yet powerful symbolic metaphor, then you're not ready to rebuild yourself and transform, and you're not ready for this, and this wasn't made for you. If you already subscribed and liked the video, you're in the right place at the right time, and this is meant for you, and you will get what you're looking for. I did the same thing and went through the same challenges and damage. We're doing this together. Let's fucking go. Chapter 6. The moment they realize you're not coming back. People expect you to return. They expect you to regret leaving. They expect you to miss them. They expect your silence to break. They expect your strength to fade. They expect your independence to collapse. Why? Because they were counting on the old version of you, the one they trained to tolerate anything. But when you go silent, when you stay gone, when you don't check their social media, when you don't ask about them, when you don't react to their new relationships, when you don't reach out on their birthday, when you don't fold under nostalgia, that's when panic hits them, because it finally becomes clear you're not coming back. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. This moment destroys people who took you for granted. It exposes their illusion of superiority. It reveals how much they depended on your forgiveness. It forces them to confront their own emptiness. And here's the twist. You're not avoiding them out of hate. You're simply too focused on your future to revisit a past that tried to break you. Chapter 7. Their karma is watching you succeed without them. Karma isn't mystical. Karma is emotional economics. What they did to you comes back to them. The moment they realize you're thriving without their presence. Their karma is seeing you level up, seeing you outgrow the version they mistreated, seeing you respected by people who value you, seeing you admired by people who see your potential, seeing you achieve things they doubted, seeing you become someone they can't reach anymore. Your success becomes their mirror. And that mirror shows them the one thing they never wanted to see. You were never the problem. They were the anchor. You were the wings. There is no harsher punishment than being forced to watch someone rise after you tried to break them. That is karma. That is justice. That is revenge without effort. Chapter 8. The power of disappearing. If you stay accessible, they stay comfortable. If you stick around, they assume they still have you. If you keep showing love, they assume you'll always be there. If you keep engaging, they assume they still control the narrative. But when you disappear, When you vanish from their world completely, no explanation, no warning, no closure, no announcement, just silently removed, that's when everything flips. Disappearing isn't running away. Disappearing is elevation. You don't disappear to punish them. You disappear because the version of you they knew no longer exists. You outgrew their world. You outgrew their standards. You outgrew their cycle. You outgrew their dysfunction. Disappearing is not cowardice. It is the final act of emotional independence. Your absence teaches people more than your presence ever could. Chapter 9. The Science of Becoming Untouchable. There is a formula to becoming untouchable. 1. Become emotionally neutral. No outbursts, no reactions, no chasing, no, "Why did you do this?" No weakness on display. Neutrality is lethal. Neutrality is unpredictable. Neutrality gives nothing away. 2. Become financially focused. Money gives you options. Options give you freedom. Freedom makes you untouchable. You are no longer dependent. You are no longer stuck. You are no longer afraid to walk away. 3. Become physically disciplined. A strong body creates a strong mind. A strong mind creates a strong identity. A strong identity cannot be manipulated. 4. Become socially selective. You stop allowing everyone access to you. You stop making excuses for broken people. You stop keeping low-value connections alive. Only high-standard, high-energy, aligned people remain. 5. Become purpose-driven. Nothing destroys distraction like a life mission that pulls you forward. Purpose makes you unstoppable. Purpose makes you dangerous. Purpose makes you unpredictable. This is how you become untouchable. You build a life so strong, no one's opinion can destroy it. Chapter 10. Success makes you attractive in ways. Appearance never could people think attraction is about looks. They're wrong. Real attraction is confidence, self-respect, direction, ambition, discipline, emotional restraint, standards, independence, mystery, growth. Success changes everything about how the world sees you. Suddenly, people who ignored you become curious. People who doubted you become silent. People who disrespected you become intimidated. People who underestimated you become confused. People who left you now want access. People who used you now want to reconnect. People who replaced you now regret their choice. But you don't succeed to get them back. You succeed because you outgrew the version of yourself that settled for people like them. Success isn't revenge against them. Success is a new identity above them. Chapter 11. Learning to speak success into existence. Successful people speak differently. They don't say, "I hope." They say, "I will." They don't say, "Maybe one day." They say, "Today is the start." They don't say, "I can't do that." They say, "How do I get it done?" They don't say, "I'll try." They say, "I'll execute." Your language creates your momentum. Your momentum creates your identity. Your identity creates your success. Speak like someone whose future is certain even when your present is not. Life bends to the person who speaks with conviction. People follow those who speak with clarity. Opportunities appear for those who speak with purpose. Doors open for those who speak their direction with power, not doubt. The first step to success is speaking like someone who deserves it. And you do. Chapter 13. Your silence is a power they can't handle. Silence is not the absence of noise. Silence is the presence of control. People who once had emotional power over you break down in the face of your silence. Why? Because silence means they can't access you. They can't manipulate you. They can't predict you. They can't guilt you. They can't pull you back. They can't trigger you. They can't use your reactions as fuel. Silence forces people to confront themselves. Your silence exposes their insecurity. Your silence exposes their guilt. Your silence exposes their intentions. Your silence exposes their emotional dependence on you. And the best part? Your silence forces them to realize they taught you to stop speaking, by lying, by disrespecting you, by invalidating you, by ignoring your emotions, by minimizing your worth. Now your silence is the result of their own behavior, and they can't handle it, because they never expected you to grow stronger in the spaces where they tried to break you. Chapter 14. Outgrowing your past makes you unreachable. Success is not about money. Success is distance. Distance from who you used to be. Distance from what controlled you. Distance from the people who underestimated you. Distance from the past you almost drowned in. You know you're truly winning when your past can no longer access you emotionally. When the same situations that once triggered you now get no reaction. When the same people who once intimidated you now feel small. When the same conversations that once broke you now bore you. When the same memories that once hurt now feel irrelevant. This is the reward you get for not chasing, for not reacting, for not looking back. You outgrow the world that wounded you. And once you outgrow it, you become unreachable to everything inside it. Chapter 15. How your glow-up becomes their consequence. People think consequences are punishment. They're not. Consequences are clarity. When you glow up, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, you force people to confront what they lost. Your glow-up is a silent reminder that you were worth more than they offered. You were stronger than they believed. You were smarter than they acknowledged. You were more valuable than they treated you. You were more loyal than they deserved. You were more capable than they expected. And here's the truth. Most people don't regret losing you. They regret losing access to you. They regret not being able to call you. They regret not being allowed back in. They regret not having influence anymore. They regret the version of themselves you outgrew. They regret the opportunities they lost with you. They regret the future they could have shared. They regret underestimating your potential. Your success becomes the very thing that punishes them for their behavior. You don't have to say a word. Your life becomes the sentence they have to read. Chapter 16. Stop seeking approval from small people. If someone disrespected you, dismissed you, ignored you, manipulated you, betrayed you, or made you feel small, why would you ever seek their approval? Approval seeking is emotional slavery. It places your self-worth in the hands of someone who did not value you. You don't need their recognition. You don't need their apology. You don't need their validation. You don't need their understanding. Your approval comes from your discipline, your consistency, your progress, your results, your standards, your direction, your vision, your mindset. People who are beneath your future should never influence your self-worth. You do not seek approval from those who contributed to your suffering. You rise beyond them and let your success speak for you. Chapter 17. Winning by doing nothing at all. There is a form of winning that requires no action, no message, no explanation, no confrontation, no revenge, no performance, no proving, just evolution, just distance, just success. Winning by doing nothing works because it forces life to reveal truth. The people meant to stay without being chased. The opportunities meant for you arrive without begging. The loyalty meant for you shows up without manipulation. The respect meant for you appears without demand. The people not meant for you remove themselves naturally. When you stop forcing life, life organizes itself around your value. Your only job is to stay focused. Winning is not something you do to them. Winning is something you do for you. And the greatest victory of all is becoming someone they never expected you to become. Chapter 18. The power of becoming unavailable. Most people stay stuck because they stay accessible. Accessible to old love. Accessible to old arguments. Accessible to old drama. Accessible to old insecurities. Accessible to old versions of themselves. You break the cycle by becoming unavailable. unavailable emotionally, unavailable mentally, unavailable spiritually, unavailable energetically. Not out of spite, out of standard. Once you raise your standards, you become invisible to anything beneath them. The people who once had access to you will feel the shift instantly. You're not cold. You're not distant. You're not arrogant. You're focused. The right people respect your focus. The wrong people resent it. Either way, you win. Chapter 19. Your success harms no one. It just exposes them. Your success doesn't break people. It reveals them. People who were secretly rooting against you will become quiet. People who used you will feel uncomfortable. People who doubted you will feel confused. People who compared themselves to you will feel threatened. People who thought they replaced you will feel regret. People who betrayed you will feel irrelevant. Success doesn't hurt others. Success forces them to confront their own mediocrity. They're not angry at you. They're angry at what your growth reveals about them. You're not winning to prove them wrong. You're winning because their version of you was too small. Their expectations were the limits you were born to break. Chapter 20. The undeniable value of being hard to read. When you become successful, you must also become unpredictable. Predictability makes you manipulable. Unpredictability makes you powerful. People can't attack what they can't anticipate. So you become hard to read, hard to provoke, hard to guilt, hard to manipulate, hard to access, hard to influence. They don't know your next move. They don't know your emotional state. They don't know your intentions. They don't know your weaknesses. This forces them to approach you with respect, or not at all. When you become unreadable, you become unchallengeable. And when you become unchallengeable, success becomes inevitable. Chapter 21. When your future becomes bigger than their memory. Here is the truth. The past only haunts people whose future is small. When you build a future with momentum, your past becomes background noise. When your goals accelerate, your old wounds dissolve. When your vision expands, your old heartbreak becomes irrelevant. When you gain purpose, your pain loses significance. Success is the world's most effective emotional healer, not because it erases the past, but because it makes the past too small to matter. Your future must become so massive, the past becomes microscopic. And it will, because you're no longer driven by nostalgia. You're driven by destiny. Chapter 22. Control isn't domination. Control is self-mastery. You don't win by controlling others. You win by controlling yourself, your reaction, your focus, your discipline, your thoughts, your routine, your standards, your circle, your energy. The most dangerous version of you is not the one with the loudest voice or the biggest ego. It is the version with complete self-mastery. Self-mastery is the foundation of wealth, respect, influence, attraction, confidence, emotional resilience, mental clarity. People lose at life because they lose at self-control. They react too fast. They speak too soon. They chase too desperately. They doubt too easily. They quit too quickly. You win by becoming the one who moves with precision. Every action has intention. Every decision has purpose. Every silence has meaning. You're not fighting for control. You are control. Chapter 23. Success is the story they tell when you stop talking. You don't need to convince anyone of anything. You don't need to defend your name. You don't need to prove your intentions. You don't need to correct their narrative. You don't need to address their lies. You don't need to respond to their accusations. People will talk regardless. But when you succeed, they change their story on their own. Your accomplishments rewrite the narrative. Your growth forces new respect. Your evolution silences their doubt. Your discipline invalidates their criticism. Your results speak languages your explanations never could. Success is the autobiography you don't have to write. The world writes it for you. Chapter 24. Your new life requires new environments. You cannot build a high-value life in low-value environments. Your environment must match your ambition. This means removing draining people, eliminating emotional parasites, cutting off manipulative connections, stepping away from chaotic relationships, outgrowing comfortable circles, refusing to shrink yourself, saying no without guilt. Your environment should challenge you to rise, not comfort you into staying the same. Success requires new rooms, new circles, new standards, new conversations, new expectations. Your old environment wanted the old you. Your new environment demands someone greater. That someone is you. Chapter 25. The final evolution. You become the type of person they never thought you'd be. This is the part that completes the story. You become too focused to be distracted, too disciplined to be manipulated, too confident to be intimidated, too committed to be derailed, too successful to be ignored, too secure to be guilted, too self-aware to be controlled, too future-oriented to look back. This is not arrogance, this is transformation. You no longer enter rooms seeking validation. You enter rooms radiating value. You no longer fear losing people. People fear losing you. You no longer chase connection. Connection gravitates to your energy. You no longer cling to the past. The past clings to you, silently, regretfully, helplessly. You became the version of yourself they never prepared for. And now, they must live with the truth. You won. Not loudly, not violently, not dramatically. You won by moving forward. You won by rebuilding. You won by refusing to react. You won by refusing to chase. You won by letting them underestimate you. You won by rising far beyond their reach. Your success is your revenge, and your revenge is complete. Epilogue. Winning means you don't care who notices. The ultimate freedom is this. You don't care who's watching your success. You don't post it for validation. You don't announce it for attention. You don't do it to prove anything. You don't rise to spite anyone. You rise because you finally became aligned with the version of yourself you were meant to be. Winning is not about them. It never was. Winning is about the promise you made to yourself. The promise to never shrink again, to never chase again, to never react again, to never settle again, to never look back again. You won the moment you decided to build a life that no longer needed revenge. Because the truth is simple. Success is the revenge. Success is the closure. Success is the transformation. Success is the new identity. And now, your story begins.